oceans and walk across the water.
Good evening, everybody. We are super excited to see you guys tonight. Super, how can I say? Excited about the future, excited about the rest of this year. We had a wonderful event this weekend at the LDW in Johannesburg, and we are so excited to share a few pointers with you. Obviously, it's impossible to share 3 days, but there was a few key things that really stood out for us. So here's a little video that gives you a bit of a feel of what we had over the weekend. Let's watch the video. Can you guys hear? I did share sound.
No sound. Ek sê ook share
Oei.
sound.
Okay, share sound.
Ja.
Nee, nou mee teruggaan. As hy.
You are muted, Elsa.
Muted myself. I'm muted. Okay, so we were so excited to have a new flavor shake. It's really yummy. Let's just watch this short clip. Okay, no worry. We don't need to
It's
see
not
the
a clip.
video.
Sorry.
Not a problem. Okay, great. So we really want to get a few of the guys to give us a few pointers that really stood out for them. I'm going to leave you guys. It's going to do a short bit of training to do the last part. But I want to start, actually, Denise, you wanted to say something about what you got from Brett's training. Do you want to start off for us?
Hi, everybody. No problem. Yeah, the weekend was amazing. And the one thing that really hit home was the quality of all our speakers. I mean, people that were on the stage this weekend from South Africa could be speaking on all the stages of the world. They were really incredible. I'm thinking of Karen and Brett, Kelly, Junior Causa, all of them. They were, it's really hard to choose. So just why I like Brett's training, it was very tongue in the cheek. And he used is analogy the right word in English? I'm not sure. of your relationship with Herbalife, like dating someone, and how you need to use the correct language to attract people to your business or your products. If you do it in the wrong way, people won't say yes to you that if you don't do it the right way. The one thing he did say that was very interesting to me was that for every 100 volume points you sell, you make R1,000 profit. So that was really interesting. And the other thing he also said is not to compare yourself to anyone. You do you. The one I also liked was that you stick with your tribe. Find your people and stick with your tribe. And same DMO. Somebody's talking. Yeah, okay. And then he said prospecting is like dating. You have to create a compelling invitation. So get and practice on someone to use the correct language and words when you speak to somebody. He also says facts mean nothing until you emotionally connect. So get emotionally connected to the products, to the business. I think after being in Herbalife for such a long time, the emotions even now that I have with the products, the tribe of my Herbalife family again this weekend, and the business opportunity, the hope that we can offer to everybody is just, I think it's unreal. It's not something that you find anywhere else in the world. And the one thing he also said was, remember to build a relationship with your clients and with your members, not a one-night stand. And if you're not inviting and doing presentations, you're not doing your job. So thanks, Elsa.
Great. If we can move on to the next slide. We were super, super proud to have Amory be the special guest on the MC on Friday morning. She did a fabulous job and very proud to have our team represented a few times over the weekend with our Superstar New Active World team and their first morning training. That was also amazing. And then if we move on to the next slide, I really want to ask Elise that has actually, this is a Friday night party that was amazing. That was absolutely fabulous. We, to be together, to have a few of us that was there. It was lots of fun with great videos, and we can get some feedback from the others as well. But then if we move to the next slide, I want to ask Elise if she wants to say something. It was her first LDW in quite a long time. There's a little clip from Amory, and it's actually her pics. We will go back to her now. Elise, do you want to share what you got out of the weekend, the first time to attend an LDW for quite some time?
One thing for me was definitely being there and having missed out on Friday's training, not qualifying for that, and having seen you guys in the gala dinner and not qualifying for that. So for me, once again, it was just the urgency and to get over myself. And that's something that Karen was saying. Even if you've been out of it a bit and full of excuses, it's get over yourself and do, like Denise also now said, is be yourself and do you. So that also came through. Karen Smith was very, very inspiring, and she's very good at that. So, and then also just being there and feeding off of it and knowing to qualify for the next one and not to be there alone. So that's part of my goals, and that was also there was in Kevin Green's training with goal setting and being very specific in your goals and not being just saying I want to do this, but putting a money value to it and or a why and what you want to do. So definitely today also I was totally distracted with work because I had to really just go and sit down and do a little bit of Herbalife goals. So I won't miss the next one.
Okay, well done. And qualify, go for the parties and go for all the stuff
Yes.
that the company puts on the table for us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Alrighty. I want to keep I'm really for later to go with the goal setting in the 90-day plan slides. So if we can move on to and we can come back to the slide of Amri where she's sharing. If we can move to the next slide, that has really got also, you know, our guest speakers and pictures of them on. But before we move on to Laverne that's going to touch on Sarah's training, I want to ask Matlala, you also said you want to just give 1 or 2 minutes of what you got out of the weekend before we move on with the slides.
Hi everyone. The weekend was so outstanding. I really learned a lot, and especially around prospecting. Basically what we always do, posting into our statuses, posting into our Facebooks, and sharing contact. Having to learn that is exactly not prospecting, because you are not actually having a conversation. And also when you prospect, to get to know somebody, understand where they're coming from, who their families are, what is it that they are really struggling with, or that they are not happy with, and ensure that you invite them to something, and make sure that there's a presentation, and always follow up before you close the deal. Don't rush to close the deal. And that is something that I would do from my side, rushing to sign them up without knowing and understanding them as well in terms of their goals as well from that perspective. So that was the biggest takeaway from me from the training, to say, let me, it doesn't have to be a one-night stand, 3-4 conversations, meetings with my guys before we actually say yeah. And also PC Access makes their great members. So start them, from PCX before they actually being converted into the distributors. That's what came out for me.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much. It was great to have you at the event. I'm going to go to Karina. She also wants to touch just on 1 or 2 things that stood out for her, and then we'll go to Ace.
Yeah, I think it was really one of the best leadership development weekends that I've had in a long time, and I'm talking 20 years now. And it's always, you think, after 20 years, should I still attend these things? But it's absolutely so important to do that, because it really reminded me why I joined this company, and how simple and fun and magical it is. And that we have to really keep it simple. It's about caring for other people. It's not about selling a product or just trying to sign people up into your business. And the guest speakers, Kevin and Sarah, they confirmed it so well. Their wisdom and their experience reaffirmed the power of Herbalife in changing lives. I mean, yeah, it's just amazing how they changed their own lives, and how they changed thousands of their customers and their distributors' lives in building a legacy in the business. So for me, yeah, it's just reaffirmed, our business is straightforward. We've got to keep it simple to make it exciting, and to keep us energized, and that we're nourishing lives through high quality products. And that's what brings a magical transformation. So the magic is in the products, and we can just embrace it. And attending the events is a must. So no matter how long you've been in the business, you really need to get there, to stay connected, to stay inspired, and to stay motivated.
Thank you, Karina. That's amazing. I think before we go to Ace, we'll ask Morgan. Morgan, share with us what you got out of the weekend.
Is it Morgan?
Yeah, let's go to Morgan first, then we'll go to you.
Okay, so the biggest takeaway for me, by the way, good evening, everyone. The biggest takeaway for me for this event was that first thing first is
We
be
struggle
true
to
to
hear
yourself.
you, Morgan. We struggle to hear you.
Oh, sorry, I'm struggling with my speaker.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway for me in this the past 2 days for me was to be true to yourself. Literally be true to who you are, because when you are true to yourself, you'll be able to attract the people that are meant for you, right? So staying true to who you are, and another thing as well, figure yourself out before you can want to do anything else. Like before you can want to go do coaching to your new member, customer, whatsoever. But really figure yourself out, because it starts with you as a leader. Because the speed of the team is determined by the pace of the leader. So once you understand yourself and once you know how you are moving with your business, basically having a flow of the business, the flow that people will follow, right? And that's one of the biggest takeaway for me. And another thing as well, expand your network, meaning that always look for new people at all time. Don't always wait on don't manage your business, always look to expand your business, right? So that was one of the biggest takeaway for me. And the lastly is play to your strength, right? And that was something that it really got me, because sometimes you want to do things that we all work hard, but you're working hard at the wrong things and you don't see the results. But when you play to your strength, it becomes easy for you to attract and to become as well. So that was my biggest takeaway, and consistency as well, being consistent with your game plan at all times. So thank you so much. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. Over to Ace.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So yeah,
Praat, yeah.
fantastic. Listen, guys, just one thing, I want to congratulate everybody that took their time to go to the event, that qualified. It's a decision to make to go to one. But this is what it's all about. When you get to events, and it's like the people say, when you see other and you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, if they can do it, I can do it. Obviously, for this time, as I said, we've been to so many events. But this is what Kevin kept on telling us: get back the basics of this business. This business is number one. If you can write this down, is use product. Get a result. Because if you don't believe in the product, and then the thing is visible in that you are a Herbalife, and be a proud, like he said, hello, how you doing? How's it? Yeah. You go and say, how's it going? How are you doing? That kind of, you have some energy. If you don't have energy, business. So get the blooming energy. For the people sitting here tonight, tomorrow morning, for brown thermo, but 1, 2, 3 teaspoons in there, and make your eyes go big. Say, what are you doing? That's the only thing that's going to get this business going. Yourself full of energy, get out to people, because everybody is more feeling so bad out there. And I love the way they do it. Number one, fun. If you're not having fun, the post office or do something else. And keep it simple. Because if you don't keep it simple, people cannot. And then when you do the fun and simple, it will become magical. So there's a couple of things that actually stood out. A 90-day plan. They plan for the
Guys,
people
you've
that
got
was
2
not there.
minutes. You one is finished.
Goodbye. Do with the rest.
It's just we have everybody wants to give feedback. So sorry, just try to keep it short. Okay. Sorry, guys. We want to go one slide back because Laverne wants to give some feedback about Sarah's training on Friday.
Okay, thanks, Elsa. So I feel exactly like Ace. I have to give Sarah feedback, and my gosh, I've only got 2 minutes. So I've
Yeah.
been looking at my notes going, what do I need to say that has to stand out that's powerful in about 4 points?
Because
So
we
hopefully
unfortunately
people
can't
can
repeat 3 days.
totally.
Otherwise, we're going to be here till midnight.
So so what really stood out for me is we often think that if we look at somebody that's doing very well, that's successful, that you have to be them straight away in order to be successful. But Sarah's story, she started falling pregnant at the age of 16. She had severe depression, a very low self-esteem, and was so scared to talk to people. And that's who she was when they started. So if that are you right now, that means really if she can do it, so can you. And what's beautiful, they are really following the Herbalife basics. They are not doing anything fancy. They listen to Mark Hughes. So if you are falling behind, go and listen to Mark Hughes, whether you've been in the business 20 years or 10 years. And then what was so beautiful, what she said, we all get depressed. We all have bad days or down days. So to write somewhere, write it down and say, what would the very best version of you do today? So if you are lying on the couch eating chips or feeling sorry for yourself on your bed, think, what would the best version of you do? And then get up and go do that. And then secondly, we are in a people's business. So I'm actually starting to hate the word prospect because it takes away the human being and the blood and the soul of the person that you are talking to. So she said, we are friend collectors. We need to be genuinely kind, and you must be the best version of yourself physically, mentally, and work on that so that you are attracting people by your positive vibe, but by being a kind, genuine human being. Thank you, Elsa. That's my nutshell. I'm sure we'll do her 10 points in a training somewhere because it was brilliant. The
Yes.
weekend has changed. It has taken me from a very low down, and I've spoken to, I think, 15 people today. So never miss an event. Thank you, Elsa.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to Magda now. She's going to touch on the training of Karen. So if we can move on to the slide with the round circle, please, and then we'll. Okay, this is Laverne's slide with being proud of Tanya, that was on stage as a new world team member. Only a few people on the stage. And then let's go on to the next slide. No, sorry, wrong. We've got to go back, please. Sorry, Yella. One, yes, there we go. Over to you, Magda.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Elsa.
Thanks.
I think I just want to get, can you hear me clearer? Sorry, my sound keep on disappearing. Okay,
Yes.
I'm back. Okay, fine. I think the first thing that I really like to say, is first, when we qualify for event, is to go to the event. Is to the decision to keep to it. When I was sick on Wednesday, I decided maybe it's not time to go in, but I knew needed it. So I think that's the main thing. If you qualify, do attend the events. And Elsa, I just want to congratulate you as press team and ACE. I think the leadership that was shown and everybody from your team that was on stage was just amazing. So it was a clone of what you've been teaching us. So congratulations for everybody. Karen just, I think she very much spoke from the heart this time. It was our fears is costing us, and we need to dream big because that is what will pull us through in these hard times. And she took that one of the giraffe is, we must see above the circumstances and are playing small. We must cancel because we must look inside, what's the reason and go behind that reason. And the goals will actually pull us through. So that is very important. To set your standards, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And we need to believe in ourselves and see the bigger picture. And that one of the wheel of life is just go sit down and really see, how are you in a sort of, is everything in zinc? It doesn't help everything is a 10 and one is a 9. So just sit down and plan your goals and plan your life there. And the other one that I couldn't get the image of is the gap. Is to recognize your triggers that stop you from being accountable. And the environment is very important, so that we need to clean out and clear the distractions and prepare ourselves to win. And yeah, I think the other thing is win a day and win your life. That was very important for me. That stood out for me as well. Thanks, Elsa.
Thank you so much. And now we will move on, because one of the things that really stood out was this 90-day plan that we really need to be clear with our goals. Over to you, Amu. Let her just share a little bit of pride on having her guys on the stage, etc. If you could go one back. Sorry, guys. Karina has got to read my mind with the slides.
Release that video. So the gala dinner was obviously next level, as you guys can see there. Just a little bit of feedback in regards to the weekend. It was absolutely amazing having my organization, Alda and Surieta, being recognized for Active World Team, 1% bonus. One of the few that has already qualified for the cruise. On stage, obviously sharing their story, Surieta sharing her testimony and her story. It was absolutely amazing just to see that. And then obviously the new flavor that has been recognized. But the one thing that actually stood out for me before I dive into the 90-day plan is the realness of everyone, where they shared their struggles, they shared their pains, and they shared that it wasn't all Månskijn and Rosa the whole time. There was grit times as well. And I think it's sometimes for me better to hear that they struggled or everyone struggled, then I don't feel, oh my word, I can't struggle, or I just have to push through, because that's what they did. They just pushed through and they did more numbers, and they didn't use it as an excuse, but they used it as a reason. So that part for me was really exceptional over the weekend, of everyone's realness, of just sharing where they come from and the struggles they went through. But what this weekend really just helped me with is, obviously, when we went Global Expansion Team, we did 3 90-day plans back to back. And for a while, we have, I do have a daily flow, but I don't have a focused intention of doing the same things for 90 days in a row and having a goal at the end of every.